What's up, guys and gals? It's time for yet another Curse Upon a Prayer release. Last time I think I did a little bit of Bon Jovi with this one, so not gonna repeat the joke. Just imagine living on a prayer song sung by the name of this band. This is from Finland. It's called Curse Upon a Prayer Infidel. It's the third album by this black metal band, which is mostly, I guess, known for their rather straightforward anti-Islamic ideas. And to be honest, I was kind of hoping even more straightforward, because in my opinion, I think all religions are pure crap. And I think Islam among Christianity and other religions kind of deserve all this criticism and detesting and dislike and all that stuff coming to them. So it's kind of cool to have a band that is so open with this idea. Anyway, here we have this booklet, and as you can see, this is very much mocking the religion we were just talking about. And I got to say, the style with how this is written, you know, the kind of a font used and this imagery, it is very strong and it's definitely sending a message. And I think it's just cool. I mean, if you are not able to or allowed to criticize religion, what can you really do? You're nothing but a puppet. But that's how it is. We live in a world where everybody wants to have their safe space and not having nasty feelings, not having to be offended and stuff. Well, I say it's all bullcrap, because like a famous comedian Steve Hughes says, you're offended. So what? It's not like a lepra where you start losing your stuff. Now there you have it. Curse Upon a Prayer on Metal Archive's site. As you can see, founded some 10 years ago, even though then operating with a little bit different name, and then proceeding to do first album a few years later, which was actually followed quite quickly with Rotten Tongues. Now, that was the first album I think I heard from the band, and it was quite mediocre one. You know, the band kind of searching for itself and its style, I think. Now, 3 years later than that, Three Woes EP, which I reviewed back then for my channel as well, was actually quite a notch up from the previous one. That was already like a different band, so much more mature, so much better songwriting and all that stuff. Now this Infidel album, third one in the pipeline, is a little bit step to sideways. It's a little bit different because, to be honest, it's not as good. But then again, I kind of like what the band is doing, you know, bravely, just exploring the different ways of creating their black metal. So as you can see, this lineup information is basically very vague here. You know, there's not much information. If you open these information sites, you don't just see names popping up, which then again I guess is a safe bet when you have these all extremists in Islam and all that stuff. So even though you see 4 guys here, only one of them listed, and even these guys are masked in the images, which is then again, once again, kind of a safe thing to do if you end up criticizing a religion which is just filled with rather extremely dangerous and kind of a deranged individuals. But we're not here to talk about religion. We're here to talk about the band and its music. And like I said, Curse Upon a Prayer is black metal band, and here you can actually hear the whole album on their Bandcamp page. You can see the cover image quite nicely also, and just all the tracks here, of which some have rather peculiar names. I don't even pretend to say that I know all the meanings of these words, so you have to go deeper than I'm gonna go with this review to just take a look at the lyrics and figure out all these terms and whatnot. Now, the thing with Curse Upon a Prayer's music is that while some parts are rather safe and let's call them traditional parts of black metal, that is melodic and kind of easy to listen, easy to approach anyway, not the most extreme form of black metal, which then again is extreme metal by definition, but Curse Upon a Prayer is, you know, one feet in the safe side, that is easy to listen, easy to grasp, kind of a black metal with melodic output, good production and all that stuff. And the other one is more like experimental. And by experimental, I don't mean this avant-garde kind of thing, but rather just exploring ideas which are not that common in black metal. One could say some of the riffs, some of the vocals are on the death metal side. Not so openly, not so clearly, but you can see and hear some vibes here and there, especially with the growly parts, and some of the riffs are kind of a flirting with death metal. I don't know how intentional that is, or is it just me picking up these vibes from the music, but they are there nevertheless. That how much it is open to some pair of ears, or how welcoming pair of ears are to these kind of ears is just subjective thing. Some people are gonna like it, some people are gonna love it, and some people are just gonna hate them. Now the thing with Curse Upon the Prairie is that while it's being rather original with its style, I mean one thing being safe and the other one not so much, it's gonna divide people into kind of two camps. Some people are just like listening to this with cheerful thoughts because it's just not your typical black metal release, but it also can turn against the whole band because, well, it's not what people might be expecting. Now the production on this album is actually very, very good. I think how the band actually is using the bass guitar is very nice because it's actually underlining the kind of a strength with this band. And also the production overall is actually pretty much supporting the whole song. It doesn't matter when the band is going more atmospheric with acoustic guitar parts or more straightforward with fast tempo and melodic parts. The production is right there. Very, very nice work in that area. When it comes to vocals, it's a little bit divided once again, because there are these screamy parts which are rather nice. It's kind of high-pitched, so you have to get kind of accustomed to that idea. It's more this high-pitched scream rather than this kind of raspy style. But there are also a little bit growly vocals, which in my opinion are quite mediocre and don't really add anything of value to this album. Once again, it's a matter of taste rather than anything. So overall, I feel this album a little bit divided, in my opinion, as well. I know I'm using that word a lot with this album, but that's how it goes. Because some ideas are really great. Some parts are more like, why did you even include them here? And the most of the album is just pretty nice to listen to, but nothing mind-blowing. So compared to the three wows, I think this is more a step backward and a step sideways, sideward, can I say that, in terms of where this band is actually going. So it's not definitely for everybody, but those who are not afraid of doing something untraditional in so many ways, I think this could be a very, very interesting album. Just don't expect too much, because if you're expecting pure traditional 1990s kind of black metal, you're gonna end up in disappointment. With this information, do what you have to do, that is put these songs to play on Bandcamp, and I obviously hope that you will like the album even more than I could. It's nice, but not great enough. Thank you for watching, see you soon, take care.